Jake, I feel very bad. How you annoy me. Well, take a pill. I cannot drop everything and rush to you on first whim. I never bothered you. I think my labor has started. Until birth there are still 2 weeks. Do not make things up. In any case, I am at the airport now, I said. I have a business trip. Call an ambulance, Jake. But the receiver heard short beeps. Tears rolled from her eyes. How so? This is both Jake and the child. How? Emily dialed the ambulance number. Please, I think I'm giving birth. I feel very bad. She barely gave the address, and that's it. Around came darkness, silence, and bliss, because it was no longer painful. The doctor quietly entered the intensive care unit, approached the patient, then turned to the nurse. How is she? No changes. Such a young one. The doctor looked again at the devices and left. Found the head nurse. Linda Williams. We need to call this girl's husband. Well, or someone from the relatives. Yes, Dr. Liam, I was just about to do it. How she is in a coma, and how this will all end, is not yet clear. And in general, it's unclear how the husband allowed all this. Judging by her, she hasn't been feeling well for not the first day. Just you wait till he arrives. Linda Williams fumbled with her hand, but her glasses, as always, were not nearby. The numbers on the patient's chart were written quite largely, and she began to dial the phone number. A male voice responded almost immediately. Yes, I'm listening. Good afternoon. To our maternity hospital, your wife Emily Smith was admitted. The birth was very difficult. She is now in intensive care, and we somehow don't see you. Could you come? In the receiver, there was silence for a minute. Then the man somehow uncertainly drawled, Emily Smith. Okay, I'll be there soon. The nurse hung up and snorted. What kind of men have they become? He talks as if he is not aware that his wife should give birth. Oh, young people, no concepts. Michael stopped the car near the maternity hospital. When they called him today, he almost felt sick. He hadn't seen Emily for 5 years, just from that very moment, as she married his friend Jake. He had always loved Emmy since school. From the moment they moved here, he was always sure that when they grew up, well, Emmy would grow up, they would get married. Emily was also sure of this. And then Jake decided that Emily was needed by him. Jake was always and in everything in first place. He was more handsome, was younger and wealthier. Girls always chased after him. Jake, on a relaxed basis, could make any fall in love with him. Once they argued strongly, were already adults and hot-headed. Michael was going to propose to Emily, and Jake laughed. Yeah, why all this? You are still young. Any girl will always agree to everything anyway. Michael stubbornly shook his head. Emily, not any, and don't say that anymore. Jake sprawled in the chair. So you want to say that she loves only you and doesn't notice any other men? I am sure of her. Oh, found someone to be sure of. Your Emily is the same as everyone. In general, it came to a fight. And then Jake, wiping blood, said, You will regret it very much. I will take your Emmy away. I'll take her away on principle. After 2 weeks, Emily, avoiding his eyes, answered Michael's proposal. Sorry, me, please. You are so good, honest. But I fell in love with another. We already submitted an application to the registry office. Jake, with a sneer, handed him a wedding invitation, and Michael left that same day, returned a year ago, earned quite a bit money, opened his business here. He didn't even bother to find out anything about Emily and Jake. Although, what is there to find out? The first common friend immediately laid it out that Emmy is a fool. Jake cheats on her left and right, and she still believes. How the nurse today called him, for him still remained a mystery. Michael knocked on the door of the office he was led to. You may. A gray-haired man was looking at him. You are the husband of Emily Smith. Michael entered, closed the door. Not exactly. What's with her? Dr. Liam raised his eyebrows. What does not exactly mean? Your number is listed in the chart. He picked up the phone. Linda Williams, take the patient's chart and come to me. Through a couple of minutes, a nurse appeared. The doctor pointed to the written number. Your number here is a 9, but I have a 0, the nurse gasped. Lord, I dialed without my glasses. Sorry, for God's sake. But why didn't you say anything? Michael sighed. We were going to get married, but here, in general, it's a long story. If this is that same Emily, and I am sure it is her, because the husband is not around, then I would like to help with everything I can. I have money. There are opportunities. The doctor, who had all this time been on the phone, raised his hand, calling for silence. The phone was on speakerphone. Hello. Good afternoon. We are bothering you from the maternity hospital. We admitted Emily Smith. Yes, I know her. She called me. In the background, laughter was heard, and then a capricious female voice said, Jake, well, how much longer? They are waiting for us on the beach. The doctor raised an eyebrow. Outside, it was winter. Your wife is very ill. She is now unconscious. Sorry, how can I help? First, it is your job to treat people. Secondly, I am very far away. When is she being discharged? In a week. Well, by that time, I will be back. In the receiver, something hissed, and short beeps were heard. Dr. Liam looked around everyone with a confused glance. Well, that's that for conversation. While the wife is between life and death, the husband is somewhere in warm countries, and, it seems, is not bored at all. Well, what are we going to do? And we need medicines that we simply don't have. Michael stood up. Listen, forget for a while that her husband is somewhere out there. Yeah, to hell with him. I am here. I will help. Emily came to her senses after a day. Michael was allowed to be nearby. He saw Emily's daughter, so tiny, so beautiful. Michael, hello, how are you? He spoke in a whisper. He didn't know why himself. Where is the child? Don't worry, I saw her, such a beauty. She smiled sadly. A tear rolled down her cheek. Jake was supposed to say these words. I don't want to tire you, but tell me, is everything okay with you and him? Everything between us and him is bad, and has been for a very long time. I pretend that I don't notice anything, and he pretends that we are a family. Although, you know, sometimes he forgets himself and calls me. Hey, listen, you get it. So you knew about his girlfriends. Of course, I know everything. I just keep quiet. I kept hoping that the child would be born and Jake would finally become real. The way he seemed to me then. Sorry. Here, Emily looked at him, surprised. Listen, Michael, how did you end up here? He smiled. Rest. Everything will be fine. I am nearby. And you know that if I am nearby, then everything will be fine. Emily nodded. Yes, if you are nearby, I never worried and never thought about anything. God, what a fool I am. Sleep, Emmy, gains strength. By the way, what did you decide to name your daughter? She shrugged. Jake didn't have time to talk on this topic. We were going to think about it later. And you? Well, if Jake weren't here, I would name her Sophia. Excellent name. So we will call her. Otherwise, it's just child, daughter, Sophia, Sophie. Michael saw that her eyes closed, and she was already asleep. She sleeps and smiles in her sleep. Michael left the room and was immediately approached by Linda Williams. Sorry, Dr. Liam asked me to give this to you. This needs to be bought. If everything continues like this, then in about 5 days, Emily can be discharged. And with the girl, everything is fine. Probably, we need to call the husband. Linda Williams was embarrassed. Sorry for meddling, not in my own business, but it seems to me that you should be Emily's husband. How so? The wife gave birth, almost died, and he, Linda Williams, could you not call? Well, he himself was going to appear in a week. And if he doesn't make it, who will take her home? I will take her. Michael looked at the door of the room, hopefully to my home, and not there. He walked down the corridor, and Linda Williams resolutely moved to her desk, took Emily's medical history, and wrote sweepingly, "Husband notified about discharge." And let him say she didn't call. Let him even prove it. Nothing terrible. Dr. Liam will understand her. But this mommy with sad eyes got a chance to be needed, truly needed. The day before discharge, Michael came to the room. Emily had just fed her daughter and was putting her in the crib. We need to talk, she sighed, sat down. Yes, probably we need to. You are being discharged tomorrow. Your husband and his girlfriend are flying in at 3 o'clock. Discharge ends at 2. I know. He called me, said to take a taxi or wait for him. Michael winced as if from a toothache. By taxi? Then, well, tell me, do you love him that much? He is the father of our daughter. I already know that he is the biological father. I asked you something completely different. Emily looked at him. Well, what do you want to hear from me? Do I regret acting like that then? Of course, I regret it. And I am so insanely ashamed before you. Because once Jake told me why he even approached me, why he started paying so much attention. He said that he knew perfectly well that I would get lost because I am inexperienced, young. This does not justify me in any way. I myself understand all this. Well, what else? And regarding today's situation, I am very grateful to you. You are, as always, at your best, as always offered your shoulder. But I will go home by taxi and will wait for my husband. If necessary, I will again pretend that everything is in order. Michael stood up. Why? Do you love him that much, Michael? Right now, I must think not about my feelings, but about the fact that we have a daughter. The daughter needs a father. Jake will see her and understand that this is his flesh and blood. Are you sure about that? Emily shook her head. She was already crying. Michael, well, I can't just leave for nowhere. Understand? I understand. And why leave for nowhere? What are you offering? Well, come on. I'm just interested to hear. Emily militantly thrust out her chin. Michael barely restrained a smile. She used to do that before. If she was proving something, arguing, but was at a dead end, I suggest coming to my place. I still love you. And I already love Sophie too. I can't even imagine how you will live there where you are not loved. Emily didn't raise her head for a long time, was silent for a long time, and then asked, "Does that really happen? But I betrayed you. You just made a mistake. It happens, but you will always remember this. And besides, Sophia is not your daughter. You know, the father is the one who raised, not the one." Jake kissed his companion. She pouted, her lips so capriciously. "And when will we see each other now?" "Well, I don't know. Actually, I am a dad now. diapers, onesies, and all that. The girl laughed. Oh, you made me laugh. You haven't even been to the maternity hospital once, and you were late for the discharge. Emmy is a homemaker, probably already got home. Okay, bye, Daddy. Jake exhaled with relief. Somehow he was already tired of his current lady. Needs to end it with her. Stupid, greedy, especially since, on vacation, he met a pretty girl. They were not at home. Jake swore and was tired as hell. And now he also has to go to the maternity hospital, buy flowers, listen to Emmy's sighs. Ah, well, it can't be helped. He is, after all, the father. Jake stopped by a flower shop. There he had to delay a bit, because the seller turned out to be a very pretty girl. But finally, he drove up to the maternity hospital. Who are you here for? Our discharge ended 3 hours ago. Or, are you visiting someone? Then, it's too early. Only in half an hour. Jake winced from the obeli information, and finally said, I'm here for whom, Anna Trkinova? She was discharged today, but I just got off the plane. The girl flipped through the papers, then looked at him. Emily Smith was discharged today, at 12 o'clock. She was already taken away. Taken away? Who, in the sense, I can't tell you. I thought it was her husband. A very large bouquet, balloons, a beautiful car. A dream, not a man. Jake came out onto the street. Something he didn't understand. Anything. In what sense? Emmy was taken away, and he dialed his wife's number. Yes, Em, where are you? What? Well, I actually came to the maternity hospital. For the first time in 8 days. Well, I was busy. I even know with whom and where. Don't call me anymore. I left for Michael's place. Who? Yeah, I picked up the phone. Michael, Jake. The times have passed when you were worth more than me. Believe me, now you are thin. And if you don't believe me, you can try, but I wouldn't advise it. You know, I never lie. Jake called his acquaintance. Have you heard anything about Michael Lenov? Are you kidding? He already bought up a decent chunk of the city. You should generally be interested in something besides your women. By the way, his business is booming. I'm even worried about my own business. Jake forcefully slammed the phone on the asphalt and got into the car. There was nothing more for him to do at the maternity hospital. Thank you for watching until the end. If you liked the story, please support me with a thumbs up button. All the best.